Hello and welcome. Hi,
Hello,
Nyagi.
hello. Hi, Niels. How you doing? Hi,
I'm
Chad.
doing fine. And you just got a haircut since last time I saw you.
Yes, I did. It was much needed. Indeed.
Yeah.
I was just waiting to finish all my matches so I can kind of go have a nice haircut for the commentator.
So all the magic was in the hair.
Indeed, indeed. All the
Yeah,
magic was
yeah.
there. I don't need it any longer. Cool, cool. So, what do we have today?
So maybe we can have a look at the deck lists.
Yes.
So, or not the deck list, but the matchup at least. So we have Manos against Frank.
Hmm.
Manos has banned elves from Frank, and Frank
You can
has
see there's
banned.
no love for elves.
Yeah, and Perfate has been banned for Manos. I am not surprised by having else banned. It's
Yeah.
so strong and
And
consistent.
I think it also has like kind of a decent matchup against everything on Mano's side. So I think that was the good call. Like I'm not so sure, but maybe Parfait was also like the good call from Frank, right? Because yeah, I can see like Parfait versus either of the Prism decks being kind of miserable.
Yeah, I think also the time in the time runs was in mind for Frank here.
Yeah,
So he
indeed.
has two kind of prison decks left, and I don't think he wanted to face the prison mirror in fear of having a draw. So I think that's also
Yeah.
part of it.
Can we say these are some learnings from our other pot?
Yeah, that was actually the reason why I didn't bring Landstill myself. Was the
Yeah,
fear of
of course.
having draws.
Of course, because Terragetto was a very fast and interactive. Well, interactive it was, but it was a very fast lightning deck.
Well,
I
not
can
really,
tell by experience.
but the Landstill is even worse.
Yeah. Okay. So, do you have any idea, any predictions on how's it gonna play out?
I think Manos will go with the Mono Blue Drogo not deck. Just because having the discs and having the interaction with the facing is quite good against both the Pink Prison and the Pitrak deck. So that is
Hmm.
my gut feeling. And I think you do also have some prison elements in the Tinker deck, but those elements might not be as efficient as having a repeatable board wipe in the disc.
Yeah. Maybe we can have a look at the Drogo not list, so we can have that on screen.
First, just
Yeah,
do a
but
prediction.
what do you think about what Frank will play?
Okay,
Will
yeah,
he, will
that's
he-
a good point. I kind of think otherwise. So I was kind of like thinking about like the potential combinations, and while I agree with you that the discs are like nice interaction and can kind of keep wiping the board, I think that the out of the dreadnought is kind of nullified on both sides of Frank. Frank has like a good plan on tax and Pidrak to deal with dreadnought. So I think that if Manus takes the draw go, he will cut the combo for the second game and go kind of draw go control. But for that reason, I think that maybe Tinker, it can be like a better option because you can like play out also kind of a green deer game against the Pidrak, which I think it's like a good choice for Frank. So yeah, I think that Pidrak is overall very good because if Manus will take the Tinker UR, then you have the four planner voids to kind of battle that out, and also you nullify just with all your deck the Masticores. So you kind of like
Mm.
get a big hit on some of the threats, and you're not afraid of the nodes.
Yeah, I think he have answers to notes on both decks. So let's have a look at what they have chosen then.
That is
Not
not
this
what
one.
we want to see.
That's the last matchup. Let's see if we can
Yes,
have
this is
the correct one.
Anton.
We might see it again. There it is.
Okay, you got it.
So
You got it well.
lucky guess.
Yes, I mean, I think that it's legit. What your assessment? I think that the discs play a big role with against both of the Prism decks. But then I'm really curious to see whether the combo sticks from game 1 to game 2, or he just boarded out?
Yeah, the Dreadnought combo, you mean?
Yes, how do you see
Yeah.
this?
Yeah, I can see your point here. Just try to finish the game with manlands and protect it that way. It also
And
depends
he also has
on
the
how much
Rainbow of
relevant
Three.
sideboard. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. What relevant sideboard cards he has, but yeah,
Mm.
he does has some flexible sideboard option here. So I think
Mhm.
you're right that they might come out. Let's see what
Go.
Frank is bringing.
Pink Prison. Okay, now I know someone that is very happy in his cave overseeing the match. Gordon,
Yay!
congratulations.
Chat and commentators, we gotta see it!
Yay.
Woo!
So I'm really curious. Like Gordon is very happy, but how happy is Chat to see this in action? Okay, lots of loves and hearts over there. What do you think, Niels? How you like it?
I haven't played the deck, but I see some interesting things, like common choices from what I play myself in my Terrageddon list and the Pink Prison list.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think main deck Engineered Plague used to be common in Pink Prison like a year ago, at least. I
Mm-hmm.
haven't kept up to date on Pink Prison, but so that is at least new one from me. And also I noticed that he has replaced the Seal of Cleansing that used to be playing main deck with the Aura of Silence and
Mm-hmm.
for another tax element. And I really think that's the right call, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
There are some minor changes here to at least how I remember the list. As I said, I haven't really been following Pink Prison for the last year or so, but yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And I also see that there is like this difference of like he's playing full set of land tags, which you also play, but he also plays full set of scroll rack. That's basically
Yeah,
just this deck kind of leaves out of this engine. And we've seen many times on a stream when you play, for instance, against Quirion Ranger, like if they nullify your land tags, you have like kind of a tough matchup over there. So you really need the
yeah.
engine going. Okay.
So
So
what?
how do you see the matchup resolving?
Well, for sure, the land tax will trigger if it gets on the board. So the land tax scroll rack engine is very good in this matchup, at least. So it depends a bit, but my gut feeling tells that the land tax engine will win the game. That's my
Yes, I think
feeling.
so, and I kind of agree. And I also see that in the second game you have also Black Vices to even put much more pressure if Manos wants to go on the control route. So yeah, I think that Frank has good chances of winning. But let's see how it goes. Everyone says that Pink Prison is unfavored against control, so who knows?
Yeah, I don't agree with that last one that it's unfavored against control. I think it's actually quite good against control, but just because of the mana denial element.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so I guess that we have our players ready. Here they are.
Yeah,
Can you see any mulligans or something?
not seems like Manos is keeping, and I haven't seen him
Mm-hmm.
put anything on the bottom, and
Okay.
I didn't see Frank either. So let's hope that both players were able to keep their initial 7. Frank starts
Mm-hmm.
with a basic mountain. That's not
Yes.
ideal. No land tax on turn 1. No Mox diamond.
But then
So
what does it mean, right? Does it mean that he maybe has gamble?
yeah, at least I would be inclined to mulligan a bit to find the land tax in an unknown matchup. So he must have something. Maybe a scroll rack. Oh, a spare.
Oh no, it's got a sphere. That's pretty good. I mean, that basically delays a lot on the combo, so he's just safe for some turns.
Hmm.
And also, he nullifies like the turn to standstill if he's afraid of that.
Yeah, I don't think is. I think Manos actually have to keep his counterspell mana up and save the standstill for a turn. I guess turn 4 to have like 2 mana open. But let's see what's happened here. 1 mana spell from Frank. A gamble. Yeah.
The gamble.
You guessed
he
it.
got the gamble. Yes,
Yeah.
he got the gamble.
But he's not able to deploy the land tax with only 1 mana. So
Yeah. But
Yes, the
also,
wait
even though I understand that he wanted to deploy the sphere, now he has like higher chances of missing the gamble. So would you have done
because
that?
there's more lands in play, yeah, and fewer cards in hand, yeah.
Yeah.
20% of
So-
hitting what he 2 to 4.
Oh,
Definitely
engineered
not
plague, so-
an engineered plague, so he still
No,
got
that's
what he
a
2
hit.
to 4.
Yes. Let's see. Okay. So now Manus also has a manland over there. I guess that manlands can play like a big role if the game goes slow, which
Yeah.
this looks like it's going to be. Because besides those 2 plowshares, he has no other ways, right? I mean, of course, yeah, he has devastating dreams, but he has no wastelands or like something that targets the manlands directly.
Rishadan Port
Okay, yes, true. You're right.
can also take
and
care of
winter,
the manlands.
and
Yeah.
winter orb.
Yeah.
So yeah, so actually he has many ways to hit the manlands.
So let's see what Frank has here. He could get Manos out of counter mana with a Rishadan Port here before he casts his
Yes.
spell. So
But in case he wants to cast land tax, right?
yeah, in case
I
of
think he
Lantex.
wants. Yeah. But he has no Rishan port.
Interesting.
But also I think that he has no. I mean, he's not in a rush, right? Like I think that time goes on in his favor.
Yeah, I kind of, at least when I play tax deck, I at least when I'm on the play, I would like to try to get under the counter spell before my opponent has 2 mana open. But of course, you can go long as well. But interesting that Frank is playing this slow game here, game 1.
But I think that the thing is that if Manos wants to do some proactive play, let's say like Dreadnought with the Stifle, he will tap out. And if he does play Disc, then he taps out as well, right? Even especially with the Sphere. So
yeah,
Frank has a lot of time.
Yeah, this sphere really stops the Dreadnought quite efficiently. It puts 2 additional mana on it, so he's not able to protect it. And he will leave him, like, if Manos do that, he will leave himself very, very vulnerable for a social closure. So I don't think he can do it. Or I don't think it's a wise move.
And also, if you tap out for something not super relevant, then you can have like Winter Orb on the following turn.
Yeah. Exactly.
Which I think it's a big threat.
This is actually turning a bit like a Lance Matter kind of mirror, except one player has the land tax, or it not in play, but in his deck. So.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, chat. Hope you enjoy this matchup because I think we're going to be quite some time together.
He's playing around the mana leak here.
Yes,
because
Manos. Yeah.
I think he plays like a 3-3 split between mana leak and counter spell, if I recall correctly.
Yes, it's 3 mana leak, 3 counter spell, and 1 thwart.
Yeah. So chances are high that this Lantex sticks.
And also, if he plays a counter spell, he runs out of blue mana.
So that's a ripple.
That's, phasing out the sphere.
Okay.
Okay, so he wants it clean for the next turn.
Yeah, so now we can play a Dreadnought for 2 mana instead of 4. And maybe have counter spell mana up, or a disc. Yeah. Okay, interesting.
A disc with counter spell mana up.
Yeah, but he won't have counter spell mana up for Frank's turn.
Yeah, that's also true. Did he play the land drop? Yes. Yes, the island.
But Frank also has only one Answers main deck, and that's the Singleton Hour of Silence. So might not be that easy to get rid of, and it still is protected by the Vision Charm, right?
Yes. Yes. Indeed.
So maybe that's his line here, having a Vision Charm as protection.
Okay. So now what are chances for Frank here? Because I mean, of course you cannot overcommit on the disc, right?
No. This is such a new matchup because it's I haven't seen this list of manos before, so it's a bit hard to tell what's the line here.
I think no one did. It's kind of brand new tech from Manos.
Yeah, like you kind of want to punish Manos tapping out with some kind of land destruction spell, but the Winter won't work against the disc, so you're left with the Devastating Dreams. But Frank hasn't a board presence to take advantage of the Devastating Dreams at the moment because he doesn't have any Mox Diamonds. So
Yeah, and then the thing is that what is that you're going to gamble for here? Because Mox Diamond, it makes no sense having the disc on board. Would you just go for the scroll rack and force the disc, or?
I really don't know. Yeah, I guess, but then you're 3 for wanting yourself. So, but you just got 3 cards from the land tax, of course. So,
Yeah, maybe it's Winter Orb what you want here to force the disc.
yeah. The
Or Aura. He gambled on Aura.
okay. Will he blow it right away? Is the question. And does Manos has the Vision Charm to protect it?
I mean, I think you have to, right? Because otherwise,
Okay, he's okay. But Manos did play his 6th land for a reason.
and Stifle.
Vision Charm. Yep.
Because Manos does not play Stifle main deck, right? He plays 2 off the board.
Yeah, he's playing a facing deck. So he doesn't play Stifle, he's playing facing cards. So this is going attending to Manos' plan. Like he planned this when he faced out the sphere last turn and set all these things up.
Yeah. Manos is really making the most out of Mirage block constructed.
Yeah.
Because he also plays the Efreet off the board.
Yep. So he blows, and maybe he has another facing thing. No. Okay.
He just blows it up.
Yeah. It would be really good if he had another Vision Charm here. Okay. Yeah. No, he can.
That's good enough.
Yeah, that's good.
That's definitely good.
I think this is a very, at least the best board position Manos could have hoped for. I still think it's a hard matchup for him, but he has been able to maneuver the game the way he wanted for the first 7 turns.
Yes. And now at some point he can start like thinking about beating down.
Yeah. He also has to be a bit careful because I think Frank is willing to trade his Worship Process for a land destruction spell and give Manos a few cards because Frank himself also has a lot of card advantage in land tax.
Yeah, but now Manos has a lot of blue mana open, right? And if he draws 3 more cards, he can like just try to control those key spells like Tax and Rack.
Yeah.
And then Frank won't be in a good position. So I don't know if, for me, it's not that obvious that he's gonna blow Standstill right away.
No, yeah, I agree. I think the card Manos want to control here is the land tax because that's the only card advantage spell from Frank, and that one, and also the devastating dreams can be
Yeah.
like protect your lands. Keep
Yeah,
him.
and eventually, yeah, and eventually also Gaia's blessing, right? Because he can like get back all the engine.
Yeah. The especially the well, yeah, it, yeah.
Okay, so now we started the clock.
Yeah.
So
A
it's
10-turn
7
clock.
cars. I mean, better than nothing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And also, Frank is starting to have a lot of cars in hand. It's 7 cars, so at some point he will need to start doing something. I guess he has spare lands still in hand out of the land tax. At
Yeah.
least there is one undiscovered paradise. He can do another land drop.
Yeah, he will play those first. He will also try to stay
Yes.
control his number of lands below the number of lands Manos has. But I also think Manos want to draw more lands just to because he doesn't want to be put in the position where he has like 7 cards in the hand, and if Frank Swords to Plowshare is man down end of turn, he's just getting a loot instead of actual card advantage. So he kind of needs to hit the stand drops as well.
Yeah, but then like if we go like some turns ahead at the point where this standstill goes out, like do you think that at this point does the Phyrexian Dreadnought is he still relevant, or would you just discard them if you were Manos?
I actually he's less relevant for sure, and you might want to keep those vision charms or ripple to other stuff to protect your disc, because the disc seems, and I guess also the manlands seems more relevant than the dreadnought actually.
Yeah, but also there is yet another thing that we already have seen the Aura of Silence gone. So if Frank starts killing the manlands with the Swords to Plowshares, this means that at some point the dreadnoughts can become relevant again.
Yeah, that's also very true. And Frank only runs 3 Swords to Plowshares, I believe, in the main deck.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's interesting because that might make Frank hesitant to use his Swords to Plowshares on the manlands because he needs them in case Manos go for the Dreadnought land. So that's an interesting interaction.
I think that and everything boils down to those 2 Gaia's Blessing that at some point can be.
But there's another answer to the manland. Frank just played a Winter Orb.
Yeah,
that's a
and he
very
plays
good
4
way.
of those.
Yeah, very good way to keep manlands in check.
By the way, sorry Gordon, sorry Chad for drinking such a crappy beer, but that was the only thing that I had at home. At least it's a national beer right here from Spain for those Spanish crowd that we have in the chat. Very well known.
Yeah, I'm unfortunately not having anything to drink. I was so focused on just getting in front of my computer in time, because just being able to get there within 20:30 my local time is is a bit of a rush.
And also like parental duties.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I understand. Okay, so what happened here? Frank played the Winter Orb, and Manos is basically thinking in his turn, or how is it? I know it's Frank still in his turn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Gaia's Blessing. I guess this means it
So
resolves since he's already taking stuff out of the graveyard.
yeah, I can see Frank now trying to set a trap to get this land tax in play. Let's see how Manos plays this out. Kind of landing semi-threats, but he's also running out of cards.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he only has 3 cards left in his hand, 2 unknown on the land tax. So
Yeah.
it's not that many cards to be feared for Manos, and the Winter Orb is mostly symmetrical because Frank only has a singleton Mox Diamond in play. But I guess also the Underscore Paradise makes it unsymmetrical because he can make a land drop each turn.
So I guess that maybe Frank, what he's doing is trying to tap out Manos to make most of this Winter Orb and try to kind of, on the next turn, maybe play another land tax or something like that.
Well, he has a land tax here now.
Oh, it landed.
It landed, yeah. And the Winter Orb.
Interesting.
Bit surprised he didn't counter the land tax here and counter the blessing instead. But maybe he has some answer for the land tax in his hand that we don't know about. Another disc,
or
maybe.
Maybe Manos just want to go completely on the grindy game, and he knows that land tax will drain the deck out. As long as he controls the scroll rack, if he also controls the blessings, there won't be any recursion.
Yeah, there's a disc there. So, okay. And he will get a land tax trigger, I guess. One thing that has to be said is that Manos is very experienced playing with land tax scroll rack engine. So that's, of course, a good experience to have also playing against it, of course. So I think he has clearly thoughts how we want to fight this.
Definitely. But now it's the grind starts, right? Because Frank is having 7 cards in hand or 6, but only 2 of those are non-lands or potential non-lands.
Yeah, but the scroll rack here will be devastating. So, but then
you need to land it.
The disc is on the table though. So
yeah.
But just a singleton activation from a scroll rack will be really good because it's basically draw 5 cards or something. So.
Yeah, it's like a very good brainstorm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also Frank has run out of answers for the disc, so he's gonna blow the disc at some point for value.
But maybe no Manos has the facing stuff. Maybe he has set up a facing disc.
Yeah, that's what I mean, right? So this disc is gonna be a headache because he can, even though he does not face it, he's gonna be, now it's a 3-for-1, and if he faces it out, it will be just a nightmare.
Yeah. Well, he's getting another land tax trigger here. So, but this land tax trigger doesn't matter that much because he doesn't have a scroll rack in play at the moment, at least. So those lands he's getting now will either be discarded or, have to. They don't give Frank any value by themselves. He needs a gamble or something to take advantage of them.
But also the thing is that now Manos is only on 3 blue mana, which means that if he's not careful, Frank can have a window for Devastating Dreams for kind of a comeback.
Yeah. This is interesting. Like you said, if Frank now he's getting the scroll rack.
Yes.
So can he counter it? Because as you said, if he does counter it, then Devastating Dreams will be devastating here. So,
and if he does not counter, he has the massive brainstorm.
Yeah, the super brainstorm. He does let it resolve. So I guess it's out of respect for the Devastating Dreams. But now Frank will get the Devastating Dreams if he didn't have it, because he will just get 7 or even more cards deep into his library.
Yeah, Yeah, but for sure, this turn, Manos is quite likely to have a counterspell because he has 6 cards in hand, and
Yeah,
he just played 1 counterspell, and he
yeah,
cannot play around Mana Leak. So, and then he will definitely like use the disc
yeah,
and untap all the lands.
yeah. So for Manos' point of view, let's hope for him having a facing card. I kind of like the idea of having those facing disc. It reminds me of what I like to do in old school. I don't use facing; I use the Hercules Recall, but it does something similar, right? There's bouncing
Very
the disc.
similar, yes.
Yeah,
Well, old school is in a strange kind of format. A format where you can play Slide of Mind for value and for real value is kind of crazy.
yeah,
So how many times I've seen my glooms turn against me? So gloom on black.
yeah. As of note here, the disc was blown, but it was not faced out, so it's in the graveyard.
Yeah, but still good enough. 4 for 1, right?
Yeah, and another standstill. That's good.
And then zombie down.
And Frank's cards are mostly sorcery speed, right? Except the sorcery approachers.
Yes.
Attacking with the Mishra.
I guess that he wants to keep the source to closures just in case of Dreadnought and try to jam devastating dreams for the lands, but it's going to be tricky.
Yeah, it's hard to get devastating dreams, and it has to be for a lot, right? Manus has 4 plus has 10 lands
Yes.
in play, so it has to be like devastating for, I guess, 6, 7 at least.
Yeah.
Or maybe he will split it like 2 devastating dreams for 4, maybe to reduce the risk. I don't know.
Yeah, but you need also to like draw extra cards for the second.
Yeah,
Right?
you need the cards in hand, the additional basics.
And without that, actually, it doesn't look like easy to assemble.
Well, this is.
I don't know. Yeah, say it.
I think this has turned out to be a very interesting matchup so far. Lots of thing going on, except it doesn't. The board is mostly clean, but there's so much interaction still. Just
Yes. Can we make a bold statement in the same way that Frank normally does on the stream? Can we say 90% victory on Frank? No, sorry, on Manos.
I will put him ahead. I'm not sure about how much. I think it's really hard, but I think he has maneuvered this game very well.
What happened there with the quicksand? Was it a discard?
I don't know. Yeah, might have been. There was a quicksand at least going to the graveyard, and let's see if he has played a land, so then it has to have been discarded then.
Yeah, it's out of the standstill, I guess.
Yeah.
The leftovers.
That also means he has other lands in his hand that are more relevant, like islands or man lands.
I mean, in this matchup, any other land is more relevant, right?
Yeah, yeah. It's just a colorless land without any abilities.
Yes. Okay, now we're on Frank's turn. Frank just got his Scrollwork countered, which I think it's kind of normal.
A boomerang from Manos.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. I really like that art of boomerang, by the way. Do you have any favorite arts of boomerang?
Yes, I like the art of boomerang from Legende. So not Legends, but Legende. Why? Because I like the color. I like this. I mean, when I was playing old school, I was more full on like the original English Legends. But for the palette of colors that we have in Premodern, I like the Legende one.
Yeah, that are more vivid colors, like very like colorful compared to the Legends version.
Yeah.
So
And I also
now
like the. Is it
Manos has
Foggy?
yeah, I think so. Um, there's another Fogly card in the that just got Source Deployed. So
Yes.
Manos just started hitting for 4 instead of 2, which again forced Frank to do something because it's
Yeah.
twice the speed of the clock.
Yeah. But anyway, it's basically 4 more turns to go if Frank does not do anything relevant here. I think Manos is playing a very good match. Like Frank is also playing a very good match, but it doesn't shine as much because he's being like the underdog or the unfavored player here.
Mm.
Okay, another Winter Orb, the third Winter Orb of the night.
Yeah.
Yeah, which if I were Manos, I would happily say like resolve this, right? I mean, not happily, but
Yeah, not happily, but because it stops or slows down his fabric enclave by quite a lot.
yeah,
It will take
yeah,
3 turns for him to attack once on average, so not ideal.
yeah. And also, if it weren't for Winter Orb, maybe you could start like dust bowling those undiscovered paradises,
Yeah.
which now is not ideal. Okay, so he decided not to attack and kind of try to find an answer for Winter Orb, I guess.
Yeah. Does it
Such a
matter
good
if
card, Winter Orb.
does it matter that he used the fabric enclave to tap for the important, or I don't know? Does it matter at all?
I think it's just another blue mana. I don't know.
He doesn't play Wasteland, so then I guess it doesn't really matter. So yeah,
No. He doesn't have like any other mana because maybe if he had another mana and he played a port and he taps both mana lands, well, maybe, but now that's not the case.
yeah.
Yeah.
I guess it's kind of just a habit because when playing against Winter Orb and a Wasteland deck, you will most likely try to keep your basics open so you don't get your open mana wastelanded. So I guess it's just a good habit for those matchups.
Best practices by Manos cockiness. Okay, another gamble. So Frank kind of gambled quite a lot this game, and it looked like most of those gambles went well. So let's see how this one goes.
Well,
what do you think he gambled for? Not planes.
definitely not that one.
Maybe another scroll rack. Yes. I mean, he played already 3 scroll racks and 1 Lantax, was it?
Yeah, he has played. I think he has played 2 Lantaxes, right?
Yes, 2 Lantaxes.
So here, Manos is trying to kind of punish Frank with his own Winter Orb, I guess, just tapping down 3 additional lands. One of them is a undiscovered paradise, though. But now Frank will get his paradise back in hand again, which yeah.
And actually, those paradises will be food for the scroll rack, right?
Yeah. Maybe not all of them. I guess I would keep one just to have one to make your land drops each turn as well.
Yeah. I mean, there we go. The Mr. Relevant.
This is the window Manos has kind of set up for himself. He got one of the social process out last turn, and now it's protected for until his next turn because its face is out. So there's a social process.
So let's I guess he counters that.
Yes. Oh, yes. But he only has 2 mana open to protect it next turn.
Yeah, but the thing is that with 2 mana open, you can also counterspell or face it out again.
Yes, and Frank will also just have 2 mana to answer it because he is also locked under Winter Orb here.
And also he will have just 1 more Souls to Closures
Yeah.
in the deck.
So if he doesn't have it, he will basically scroll rack for his whole hand except for the
Paradise.
Paradise, I guess. Yeah. So he's keeping 1, most likely the Paradise, and
This is what he's doing.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Was it 6 or 7?
Are we seeing a scoop here?
There was
First game
no
goes on
forced
Manos.
versions.
Definitely not. Okay. So
That was a very fun game to watch and also a really impressive game, I think. Very well played
Yes.
from both players.
Indeed. So then here we have the sideboard for Frank. So what do you think, Niels, he's going to do?
So defense grade looks good. Seal of Cleansing looks good. Blackwise look good. So that's
Yes.
6 cards. I will start with those. In the main deck, the Engineered Plague doesn't look that exciting. You could put it on Ferris to stop the Fairy Conqueror.
Yes, you could. Yeah.
But I don't think it's that exciting. Furnace doesn't do anything except cycle, so that can go.
Zuran Orb, maybe.
But I as a player of Scroll Rack land text myself, I keep it in most of the time just because I like to be able to control my own number of lands. So it's not the first card I bought up for sure, but it's so if it stays, it's there for to control the amount of lands rather than the 2 life, I guess.
No, I understand, but I think that in the control matchup, I don't think that you need to control the lands. You have more than enough with the Undiscovered Paradise, right? You're not playing against aggro.
Yeah.
So I guess that Manus wants to do land drop every turn.
Yeah.
But then this is 3 cards, and I had like tough time like thinking what else he can board out. Maybe I was thinking that Gamble can be a candidate, just because in the grinding matchup you don't want to kind of risk on that, and also it's not really card advantage; it's actually card disadvantage.
Yeah, both in Latin Tutor and the Gamble is card disadvantage in that you spend basically 2 cards or 1 card on a draw step to get a singleton card. So I would cut one of those to fit in the rest. So let's have a look at the other deck.
Let's see. So Manos, what do you think Manos can board out?
I will for sure board in the Annuls here.
Yes, and maybe the kegs.
The kegs, and also I like Hydroblast. Just having a 1 mana counter for Devastating Dreams is nice. So I like that.
Do you?
Yeah.
Do you really? I mean, you're targeting 4 cards in the deck because Gambles maybe go out. So are you really adding Hydroblast?
Yes. Not as like a full set, but I played this matchup from a landstill perspective, and I really like just boarding a singleton Hydroblast, because in a long game you will always get to the point where you can make use of that Hydroblast. So I actually really like playing one of them.
Then the question is like Dreadnoughts out or Dreadnoughts in? Let's go for the game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see what Manos has done with the Dreadnoughts. We'll figure it out.
I guess Manos can cut one of the less efficient counters, like Prohibit seemed like it would be a better counter spell than Mana Leak in last game. And also maybe the Thwart is not the most exciting counter spell there. I'm not sure. It does reset the land text, but it seems I'm not sure. I'm not sure how it will interact in this matchup. But I think you could kind of
I think that
rebalance his counter spells a bit based on the matchup.
Yeah, Fort is definitely a bad card, I guess. The only use I see here is to kind of reset. Okay, so you can at some point just bounce 3 lands back if you don't have land drops and keep having land drops. But this is kind of like, okay, I've lost and I just do this. Okay, we have
So
first
Frank
land tax here.
Frank does what he should have done in game 1. I was a bit surprised that he didn't have a turn 1 land tax under counterspell, but now he does have it, and he has it for Mox Diamond, so it triggers on turn 2. But it won't put Frank ahead on mana because it didn't make use of his turn 1 land drop. So just as of note.
And now, what do you think? He can. Okay, he added Hydroblast. Very good call.
Yeah, at least 1. Yeah, I think 3 is a bit too much, but I can see 1 or 2 going in. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe you're right. I was expecting kind of a turn to Black Vice for some action here.
Yeah, but I think unless your remaining 5 is really bad, then a Mox Diamond and a land tax is a keep.
Yeah, definitely.
Sorry.
You okay, Niels? You okay?
I'm okay.
Shall we call an ambulance?
No. But can you keep the fort for a minute and I can get something to drink and you can keep an eye on the match?
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
I'll wait you here. So what do we have here? We see Frank trying to go for the scroll rack, but now we have 2 mana open, which we all know what it means. It's prohibit, it's counterspell, it's mana leak. So it can also be this one. That's also a very cool play. It's not as cool as Predict, the tutor away, but it's also a very cool one. Yeah, Manos has a lot of tricks with that deck. Sorry. And what did he remove? Oh, he removed Black Vice. Okay. Let's see. Does he have a second Hydroblast? Or is this kind of like YOLO 2 lands? That's a lot of tension. So 2 cards out. Hydroblast. Nope. Okay. And I guess he did the land drop, right? Yes, he already did the land drop. We had a very interesting turn, Niels. We had it was tutor for a scroll rack. He milled away the scroll rack with the vision charm, and then Frank did devastating prince for 2.
Nice. Yeah, that's actually quite cool. We did see that in another game from us as well, using the vision charm as a counter spell kind of for the top tech tutors.
I was saying that it's not as cool as predicting the tutor away, but it's cool enough.
Yeah, predicting is cooler, of course.
It's way cooler. And I have to say that people know that I'm kind of a big defender of Predict. I really love that card.
I used to play that card as well in Legacy, actually, in my blue control lists. Yeah, I really like it.
Yeah.
So
I think it depends on the meta. If we have a meta with a lot of unlanded tutors around, with like some months ago it was the case, it really shines on that.
Absolutely. It seems to me that
a completely different match.
Yeah, exactly. So this game has turned the way Frank wanted it to do. So maybe a bit early to put win percentage here, but I for sure would favor Frank in this position.
Yeah, but also bear in mind that Manos can powder keg into disc at some point in the game and just basically powder keg to stabilize and not lose life with the Black Vice, and then at some point just disc everything away. But yeah, I guess that also the harm is already done, right? because of the card advantage from land tax is crazy.
But it seems like Manos missed his land drop now, like his
So
fourth land drop. And
that devastating was oh mama.
Yeah, devastating for one, just to try to lock down.
That is a very good devastating dream.
But was it needed? He already had the port for the land.
Yeah. Maybe next turn he just lands a winter orb and he starts like porting everything out.
Yeah.
I mean, he was missing land drops, and I guess that he wants to go on the fast route with the Black Vice.
It was 2-for-1 himself, but he got a very important card. So chat is pointing out Frank needs a fast win because it's only 18 minutes left on the clock. So that's also important here.
That's a good point. Because like Frank on a speed is playing Black Vice, right? He doesn't have like any man plan in the sideboard or something like that.
Maybe Frank will end up having a winning position for 18 minutes and still not being able to close the game because of how slow Pink Prison is. I don't know.
But also, Frank is pretty fast playing Pink Prison. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Like, he's not really slow playing or something.
No, I'm not saying it. I'm just saying that the win conditions in the deck itself is very slow.
I know. There we go. So, how many cards does Manos have in hand? I guess it's 6 cards. So he's taking 2 per turn?
I don't know. Okay. That's good for Frank, making it harder for Manos to place cards.
Yeah, because like the free win from Manos, which is like the Dreadnought kind of free win, it's removed away completely with that sphere.
Yeah. And he doesn't have any blue mana either, so...
Looks like this Black Vice is gonna...
3 a turn, that's a 4-turn clock.
Can we talk about percentages now, Niels?
Yeah, I would say this is Frank game. 90-something%, but...
I think so.
Yeah, Manos need to hit like land and the keg and another keg.
He's discarding the disc. Yes.
Yeah. So this is basically over. So,
And then he can, even though if he goes keg, then Frank can go Seal of Cleansing, right? Because he draws so many cards. Yeah, so...
So the question from Manos' perspective is, should he play further or should he scoop to have more time in game 3? From Manos' perspective, he can potentially win fast. Frank cannot do that.
Yeah.
So
that's basically the thing, right? Yeah. So the thing is that Manos, if the clock goes in favor of Manos because of that.
Yeah.
So Manos is doing the right thing, strategically speaking, by playing the game. And now he has no lands. Okay, he scoops.
Yeah.
Good. So that was interesting. Then we still don't know, right, whether Manos had the combo or he removed that from the deck.
Yeah. But I think you should put it back in now because it's 15 minutes left on the clock.
Or at least add 2 Dreadnoughts. Maybe not 4 of them, but a couple of them so you can like at some point, because you have cantrips, right? You don't need to have it like turn 2.
Yeah.
But maybe if you go if you go on turns, you want to have like the possibility of like do Dreadnought, and I kill you in the turns.
Yeah. Exactly. Like a turn 2 Dreadnought is not where you want to be because he doesn't have the tools to protect it, unlike the dedicated Dreadnoughtists. So
yeah.
So then he can also play fewer of them because he will have more draw steps to draw them naturally or find it with draw spell.
Yeah. Cool. So do Frank list. Do we think that Frank is going to modify something for the sake of time? He will definitely play the 3 Vices main deck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't see any changes. Like the Seal of Cleansing is still good against the Dreadnought plan, and he still wants the defense grids to protect his spells. And Black-Wak is his fastest clock, so he still wants those to close the game fast. I don't see him doing any shade. So yeah.
So let's see. I think that players are ready.
Yeah.
Let's see how it goes.
So
now
we
Manos
see
is... that's also a very different position, right? Because now Manos has the possibility to do turn 1 annul on your land tax.
Yeah. It's a very different position. Yeah.
Yeah, fortunately for Frank, he's only playing 2 annuls, which is not like 4 or 2 plus daces. But still, there's a chance.
Yeah.
Okay, we have, I think Frank kept the hand.
Yeah, I think Manos mulligan to 6. And hopefully a good 6 that can keep up with Frank 7. So we will see an interesting game in game 3. Okay, turn 1 play, important.
So no annul.
So no annul.
Would you have played the Portent, or would you have just faked the annul, bluffed the annul?
I think if he's playing the Portent, then he's digging for land. Actually,
yeah, maybe
that's the only card I could think of that you would want to tap out turn 1 to dig for. Otherwise, I would just keep the mana open to present a counter spell annul.
Oh, okay. Yes.
That's exactly what Manos did want to see. At least one of those options.
I think it's much better than. But I think this is better than land tax, right?
Yeah, because now we can play. Well, we really cannot play land tax protected, but Frank is not playing his lands. Interesting. So he was all in on the spare plan, or maybe not. He's
and then tutor. But then now you're open to all the counter spells in the world.
Exactly. So this how many percent do we give this for resolving? I would say less than 20%.
I would say 10%.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Counterspell.
Okay, but that means that he doesn't have much other counters in his hand, because that's like the most versatile counter.
Yes.
Exactly. He would much rather use a mana leak or something else here. Port is good for Manos, for Frank, sorry. Impulse.
But this, definitely like the game that you don't want to see if you're Frank, right? Because you don't have like the black eyes, you don't have the possibility to have like land tax. I don't know if I would have kept that hand just because of his fear.
Yeah. So game 1 was 90-something% for Manos, and the second game was for Frank, and this is 90% for a draw, right?
It can be a draw. Yes, definitely. We have just 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But I guess that the draws only happen in the other pot.
Yeah, maybe we'll have more first this one.
Yeah, I can see Manos trying to go for Hail Mary, Dreadnought on turns.
Yeah, no reason not to, because he won't be punished by it. He will just get a draw instead of a loss.
Yeah, but the thing is that if the turns start on Frank's side, he needs to kind of anticipate to the turns, right? Because he will only have 2 turns, and he needs 3 turns: 1 to deploy it, 2 to hit.
Yeah.
So,
And as of note for the viewers, the players doesn't have the match clock in the room, so they don't know the exact time. They only have like an estimate.
yes.
So Manos and Frank cannot really play according to the clock per se. They
They will just play fast.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but the thing is that at some point, like Gordon does a good job, like keeping us updated as a players.
Okay. And he did bring in the
Okay.
stifles from the sideboard
There we go.
to facilitate the dreadnought plan. So he has more ways to enable the combo.
Do you think that this was like from game 2 to game 3?
I think so. But I'm not sure. We can ask Manos after the match if we do have the time.
Yeah.
Frank only
I
has one
guess that,
white mana open, by the way. Or he has double mountain.
and
Which
and
is
also
a bit...
Manos prepared this very well because he used the stifle, and when the sphere flips, he will have 3 mana for the 2 mana phasing out, just in case he needs to protect, right?
Yeah.
Or the counter spell.
Yeah. And the spare is symmetric, so that means that Frank will have a harder time playing around Mana Leak as well, which will more likely be a hard counter.
That looks tricky. But I guess
But
it boils down to the very
he
first
can use
turn.
the Shadow Port end of turn to tap down one of Mano's lands to
Yes.
stop the 2 mana interaction spells.
That's also true. So,
He has
end
an
of turn.
Latin tutor in hand. Oh, well. Frank is undecided.
Yeah, I guess that he's afraid also of the counter spell.
Yeah. So he had Swords Approachers in hand. Also, he revealed an Latin tutor.
So a seal of cleansing. But the problem is that, that's one of the
This
problems.
this is actually what Manus wanted, I believe, because now the Dreadnought is protected until his next M-tap step. So then he will get his lands back.
But he was protected anyway because he'd only have 1 white mana. So Frank only has 1 white mana.
Yeah, but if he had used the Rishadan Port to tap down on Manos' turn and then untapped, then Manos wouldn't have been able to play a 2 mana interaction spell.
Yeah, no, that is also true. But I was thinking like trying to do the one after the other interaction spell, kind of Source to Plowshares into Tutor into Seal of Cleansing.
Yeah. But
Okay.
Frank is not dead to this. He has 20 lives, so it's 2 hits and not 1.
And Manos has very few cards in hand.
Yeah, and Frank has at least Seal of Cleansing. Not Seal of Cleansing, sorry, and Latin Tutor. But that requires double white total, and but he will get his second white from the land tax trigger, right? Yeah. But still, now Frank is a bit pressured on left also, so those Mishras can do some work later on.
Yeah, no, but actually, like 1 interaction card on Mana's hand means that that's game over. So if it's a counter spell, any counter spell, or any phase out card, or even a stifle, because what he's going to tutor for is a Seal of Cleansing. So even a stifle is alive here.
Yep. Could also be that Frank has other interaction card in his hand. But this is mana for Latin Tutor.
Yes.
Yeah. So this will be a Seal of Cleansing, most likely.
Yes.
And Stifle The facing card doesn't win right away because Frank can wait to pop it in his in the upkeep
Yeah, but the stifle
while on the
does.
turn. Yeah. And the counters, well, okay, so we didn't have it, and they see it in the upkeep. Does he has it? No, okay, but he can still swing in for 4, so that's 2 turn clock.
Mhm.
Let's see.
Let's see, because we can also have a winter orb here.
Yeah, but there's only one unknown card from Frank's side, right? He has 2 basic lands and no, okay, sorry, two unknown cards.
2 more cards.
Yeah. Yeah. 4 mana. A disc.
Oh, the disc.
Okay, and swing for 2. Okay.
I think that was a wise move because now he's also protected from winter orb.
Yep. So Frank wants another seal of cleansing here, or some way to take out the disc.
Like an aura or self cleansing, right? Is there anything else you can play?
I don't think so, and it doesn't have it in hand because he tutored the last one. So he could have another tutor, but that's really
Or yeah, maybe a gamble.
what happened with the. Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
interesting. That's
Yeah. Yeah, so we see Manos untap the land here, and the reason is that the disc cost 5 because of the sphere, and that means that Manos couldn't attack. So one of the Mishra is untapped.
Yeah. Which actually, I don't think it changes much, but it can be relevant.
Yeah. It's still a 2 turn clock right from Manos' side.
Yes. So let's see, what are Frank's out? Like the best card he can play here, it's Scroll, like Winter Orb, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah, Winter Orb
First,
with
first a way
the
to deal with the disc, and then a Winter Orb, like a Seal of Cleansing
Yes.
and a Winter Orb.
Yeah.
That would be really good. Gamble, most likely for a Seal of Cleansing.
I think he needs it, yes.
Yeah. What Frank really wanted there was to have a Aura Silence before the disc to get ahead of curve, but he hasn't been able to.
I think that Aura of Silence is like it's a very good card. It's at some point it's a bit greedy with these land tax decks because you play so many turns with very low land count in many games that like having this extra cost and especially being a double white can really be a liability at some point.
Yeah, it depends on which matchups you want it for. Some matchups the taxability is more relevant than the destruction itself, especially against some combo decks reliant on a single artifact or enchantment.
I can say it like for Frantic Storm, it's like a pain in the ass, literally, because it also shuts down the petals and so on and so forth.
Manos hit in for 4. Frank is on 4, so
that is like 1 turn clock.
Yeah,
and 3 seconds to end the match.
And it's time in the round.
It's time in the round. Shall we say, players, that it's time in the round?
I think Gordon will take care of that.
Yes. So 5 turns, starting with Frank, right? Or is it the next turn?
It was Frank's turn when the time... So it will be Manos having 3 turns and Frank 2, I believe?
Yes. Mm-hmm. So this basically means that either Manos wins or that's a draw, because I don't see Frank taking 20 life in 5 turns.
Oh, that will be a record for Pink Prison, I think.
Yes. Like, and also Manos having 2 cards in hand. So no Black Vice fan.
So 8 cards here from Frank. He will most likely find some interaction in those 8 cards, the Swatch Approach, the Seal of Cleansing and stuff. So Frank will not lose the next turn, I believe. He also has the Rishadan Port, actually, that can tap down one of the Mishras. So, yeah, Manos is definitely not winning next turn, but maybe he can still ship in for 2 and then for another 2.
Yes. Let's see, because Frank definitely needs to play for survival here.
Yeah. Manos will need his 3 turns.
I mean, do you actually think that Frank sided in?
Okay, so here actually Manos can do something interesting. He can so Frank is tapping on a man down, but he can, if he want, he can use it to pump the other one in response to attack for 3. I'm not sure if it's worth it, but it's something to be considered at least. Or he could just use it to make mana to animate it in the upkeep, so he saves some mana. Okay.
Yeah, I think. Oh.
Yeah, he decided to go for the attack for 3 giant.
But is it relevant at all? Is there anything that in any way that can have like 1 damage?
Not sure.
Because he's not playing the Painland, right? Either.
He's we're seeing a bounce of the Mishra. This is so cool. Bounce in the Mishra, replay the Mishra, and play it.
There we go.
That was a nice interaction.
That Manos, pretty cool. Very, very well played.
Yeah. Then it was relevant to pump for 1. I didn't see the line, but yeah.
No, me neither. Definitely me neither. Cool. So I guess that okay. So we will have the players and make them some questions, I guess.
Yeah. It seems like the chat is very pleased with the game. Fantastic games, says the chat, and I have to agree. It was really cool. Matched all 3 games. I haven't noticed if there are any questions in the chat.
I also agree that these were like very interactive games, and also like watching Manos play his baby, like in the way that he plays it, like very, very, very well.
Yeah. So I think the players will enter. Oh, hi guys!
Hi.
Congratulations, both.
Hi. Yeah, good news, Frank.
Manos, you are the hero of the people now with your last play, bouncing the Mishra back and getting that last point of life.
Yeah, I was.
So guys, how are you feeling?
I was trying to figure out a way of how to dealing the last 4 damage. So I guess, all right, if he didn't have anything else to do, I would just attack, with a factory. But seeing him tapping in my last factory, I just, instantly thought that I could pump it. But then I was counting my mana because I had the boomerang in hand. And I was thinking, oh man, can I do that? Can I really do that? And I was just, rethinking and replaying all that in my head. But yeah, it turned out that it was a good one.
Good.
Yeah.
Very good.
We were discussing it in the booth, and we did see like you could pump it and stuff, but we didn't like how will he get the final point of damage in. Like he can attack for 3, obviously, but how will he get the final one?
Yeah.
And will it be relevant? Because Frank doesn't play any fetch lands and doesn't inflict self damage. So,
Yes, correct. Yeah.
So Frank,
I don't know.
We were debating about your hands. Okay, no, sorry.
I was. Did you had any swords closures in your last 8 draws, Frank, from the scroll rack? Did you draw any?
No, I did not draw any.
Okay.
Like I really needed. Like I think I had a pretty draw from the last 8 cards, obviously, because there were not a lot of lands in my deck. But I just
Guys,
needed to.
Sorry, I'm sorry to say that I need to disconnect because I'm hearing something upstairs that I need to take care of. I leave you with Niels. See you later.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bye bye, Naki.
Bye.
No, I really needed to untap, and I could even like I did not even play the mock diamond because every counter spell would have been lethal there as well. So I just thought like the safest line was to just untap, and I honestly forgot about boomerang, and I was thinking, okay, what is the best line? So keeping you from 1 mana seems to be better to me than giving you the mana. But that line was awesome. So yeah, GG there.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah. Well, game two was a bit awkward for me because I really wanted to blast the gamble because you had already too many cards in hand, and seeing whenever I was choosing a card from gamble, I was choosing a land, so I was pretty sure that I'm gonna choose another land. So I'd say no, I'm not gonna risk it this time, but it backfired because you did have the devastating in hand, which was
Yeah.
turning point there. I did have 2 more lands and to play my disc afterwards, and to back it up with more spells like vision or not vision charm, like reality ripple, but
Yeah.
it was already too late there.
Yeah, I felt that was kind of within my control, very fast. But like the third game, did you mulligan on purpose? Because I would.
No, I opened up in a really awkward hand. I opened up with 3 dreadnoughts, I think, and no business spells, like no ripple, no stifle, no nothing.
Yeah.
So I had to send it back. I did have, I think, 1 annul and a counter spell, but yeah, the rest of the hand was not doing anything relevant. So yeah, I sent it.
Yeah.
Can
Fair
we talk a
enough.
bit how you guys boarded, especially you, Manas? It seemed like you have multiple options.
Mm.
So yeah,
Yeah, I
go ahead.
definitely boarded in the powder kegs. I mean, this is no brainer. I mean, he has Mox Diamonds and
Yeah.
too many, 2 mana 2 mana artifacts that powder keg can get rid of, and
Yeah.
clear the way, to play the rest of my spells. I I boarded out 2 standstill in game 2. And also the quicksands, all quicksands went away. So I went down
Interesting.
to
Yeah.
4. Yeah, I went down to 20 lands. I mean, quicksands is definitely a land drop, but it's a land that actually does nothing. It only, plays with a dreadnought. I mean, to cast a dreadnought. So I risk it. I went down to 20 lands and. Packed up the stifle, the powder keg, and the annuls as well.
And
What did you have
at
in?
least one
Sorry.
hydroblast, right? As well. We did see a hydroblast in the second game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also cut. I think I also cut an impulse. I think it was an impulse. I wasn't very sure because with the sphere in play, and I didn't wanna having too many 2 mana spells in hand, not being able to cast them.
Yeah.
I was really wanted to board all blasts in. But blast would be most likely be effective against the devastating dreams, and I wasn't expecting to play play the blast against the gamble that you cast on the second game. But at that point, it felt like a good target to me, so I wasted it there.
Yeah. It was not
I
a
really
waste, I
wanted to
think.
play more blast, but I wasn't very sure on. I didn't want to cut the dreadnoughts. I didn't want to cut any phasing spell because they act both ways, either for the
Yeah.
dreadnoughts and the disc as well.
Yeah. Also the
So
wind orbs.
winter orbs, yeah, all the
Yeah.
spheres, yeah. I wanted all the phasing spells in the deck at that point.
So I want to just break in here with some statistics, because Frank apparently is not the correct Frank.
Sorry for ruining your party there.
So we had a poll before this match, and who will win? And one of the decks got 1 vote. The other deck got 7 votes.
Guess which one?
Yeah, that's the question here. Which one do you think?
I think it was 7 for Manos and 1 for me.
Now, Manos, what do you think?
I would say the opposite.
The opposite is also the correct one. So
Correct one. Yeah.
yeah, everyone thought Pink Prism would take this down. So and like the chat went crazy game 1. Like he's really like I was cool to see.
Yeah,
And I'm just
extremely well.
because Pink Prism, yeah, at last got.
Does that imply that 7 out of 8 people that were voting were Dutch? Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know who voted for Monos. It must have been some crazy dude that only knows old school. I thought I read something in chat like he takes his hints from Inquest magazine that also thought that Balduvian Horde was the king of the hill. It may be Monobirds in chat, by the way. The only one who got it right.
You know what? I do believe though that maybe not this particular deck, but any deck that with disc is I think it's good against
Yeah.
Prison.
Yeah, I was really afraid of like that you would activate the disc like 2 or 3 times against me, because if the moment you have a disc mainboard, I only have Aura of Silence, and afterboarding I have 2 Seal of Cleansings, and you can pretty much protect it. So I need to do something before you have that turn of events.
Yes,
So I need to go under that, and that's what I was trying to do.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
I really was expecting to see a phasing spell in the first game, at least because I drew my naturally the 2 discs, but I wasn't drawing any phasing spell to keep them on the board. But yeah, I mean standstill help a bit, to draw some cards and start attacking and draw the counter spells at the time that I need those.
Yeah, exactly. Because I already thought like the game was over way sooner, because I felt like I was searching for my Aura Silence, but I was not really expecting it to resolve. But it was also not a line I could not take. So there it felt like I needed to do that, and you didn't have anything there, which was a bit surprising to me in that in that.
So just so people know that we do not have all the time in the world and would like to just know something about the sideboarding here, because next match was supposed to start 5 minutes ago because you went to time. So can you do it? Can you tell us real quick what happened?
Yeah, I boarded in 2 Black Vices and 2 Self Cleansings, and I boarded out 1 Wind Orb, 1 Zuran Orb, 1 Engineered Plague, and a Friction Furnace. I think.
You didn't bring in the defense grid?
No. It would help Manos more than it would help me, because Manos is kind of an old deck because he's doing 2 things. He's a control deck and he's a Dreadnought deck. So if I'm playing defense grid, like he gets free reign of resolving a Dreadnought.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, and then I need to interact in his turn because all his cards are facing, and there are like 2 stifles in the sideboard. So that mean like you have 8 cards to interact that way. So then I have to fight through my own defense grid in his upkeep while he has 3 counter spells.
That's true. I was hoping for you to bring the disc, since just because phasing is just very good against defense grid, because my creature goes away, you can interact in my turn, and then on your turn it's not there. So it's actually a defense grid is it's not a good thing to bring against the phasing dreadnoughts.
No, that's what I thought as well. So I just did not bring them in, and they felt a little awkward. Yeah.
So with that, we are going to go to a short break after Frank here, and we will see Frank play again against Anton, and
All right.
that's a match where we could actually get the prison beautiful. But
I
we'll,
think you need
we'll
to
see.
up your drunk meter, Gordon.
No, I just upped it to 4. This is for real, not because of alcohol. This is because I work.
Because of love?
Yes, that's also true.
Love for
You
playing prison?
sound so soothing
What's
now.
love got to do with it? One
right.
love, and a second and emotion. So we are going to go to a quick break. Monas, thank you so much for showing the Mirage Block deck, actually
Yeah.
crushing it in Premodern. And Frank, hope to see
pleasure.
something cool from you soon. And Nils, let's talk a bit. If maybe you should do something more on stream tonight. Maybe not. We'll see. So with that chat, we'll be back in about 5 minutes.
Frank, good luck, sir.
Have a good
Yes,
one.
thanks. Yeah, thanks for the game, Miles.
Yeah, thanks.